الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نويت الأربعين، نويت الاعتكاف، نويت الخلوة، نويت الأذان، نويت الرياض، نويت السلوك لله تعالى العظيم في هذا المسجد. We were explaining in the previous associations the different stations, and we are coming now to the last station in that description. After we explained different ones, and the last time we explained at-tawakkul, to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the submission, reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always. He knows more than we know. There is no description like that even. Allah knows, and us, we don't know. So who knows better what is good for you? Allah or yourself? Allah is the one that He put the blueprint for us. So that's why tawakkul is to submit, to rely. You cannot go to the engineer and tell him, put for me blueprint for a house or for a mosque or for a hospital or for a school, and then after he put the blueprints, you say, no, I will put my own prints. It doesn't work. Engineer knows how many iron bars you are going to put inside. He knows how much cement he has to put. We don't know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with this little description of an engineer and ourselves, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through His beautiful name, that we are dependent on Him, His beautiful names that describe that, so He knows better what is good for us. And that's why after that, so when we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to accept whatever consequences comes. That's why a Sufi or a Muslim, sincere pious Muslim, has to accept whatever consequences comes when he is relying on Allah, because he has no doubt that something wrong will come. If anything wrong comes, you have to look at our mistakes. Look in Ghazwat Uhud. For sure the Muslims, the believers, were able to defend themselves, and they were able to destroy the army of the idol worshippers. No? But the last moment they disobeyed what Prophet ﷺ said to them, because Prophet knows more. And he's telling them, keep the mountain safe. No, don't leave the mountain and come down. So they left the mountain. So if they rely on Prophet ﷺ, nothing would have gone wrong. So what they did is they left the mountain, and that's how they were being defeated. So when we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even you see something you don't like, but you don't know how much the outcomes later would be good for you, and how much the outcome will be rewards for you in the day of judgment, because you rely on Him. That's why the last step comes is ar-rida, to be satisfied and content. Rida, satisfaction, to accept, not only to accept, but to accept and be happy with it, satisfied with it. There are people, they accept, but they are not satisfied with what they have accepted, because they were forced to accept. But awliyaullah, they feel they are not forced. They feel they are following the right footsteps that Allah mentioned in Holy Quran, that if you really love Allah, follow the footsteps of Prophet. إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. So there is no any confusion or hesitation or any doubts in their reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they are what? Satisfied. Grand Sheikh used to say that when Allah is satisfied with His servant, when His servant is satisfied from Him, that's why we say, Ilahi anta maqsudi wa ridaka matlubi. Oh Allah, my Creator, you are my maqsudi goal, the end goal, and wa ridaka matlubi. When you are my end goal, I am going to you, I want your satisfaction to you, that you be satisfied with me. Wa ridaka matlubi. So rida is the genuine issue that we have to like. Like for example, Allah said, pray Fajr. We are lazy. If someone tells you your flight is at Fajr time to fly from here to somewhere else, what you do? You put, might be 10 alarms. In every room you put one alarm, in order that you be able to wake up on time and dress and then go to airport. No? Allah is saying to you, travel to me. Because in every prayer, it's a traveling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you pray, you are praying between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best time for me is when I pray, because I am between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So means we are not satisfied with that. We are not relying on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to do. We are not satisfied with waking up for Fajr. Shaitan comes and say, oh no, what you are going to take wudu now. If you take wudu, you cannot sleep anymore. Or take wudu now, I am happy under the blanket, I am warm, it's cold. Where I am going to wake up? Means you are not satisfied with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people also, they don't know what they are doing. They wake up and they pray without wudu even, not to get cold or not to wake up. But it's ups and downs. We have to learn. We are not saying that you are not. No one is perfect. Only Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So satisfaction is to be accepting, and that is the last station, to accept anything with happiness, not to complain. And that's why he described it. الرضا هو سرور القلب بأمر القضاء. Is the happiness of the heart بأمر القضاء, with the decree of destiny. Because al-qada, destiny, is by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have to accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put for you as blueprint. You cannot change it. Allah created you different from Him, different from Him, different from Him, different from Him, different from her. To every one, He created what's necessary for his contentment. Like people, they go today to malls and for shopping. If I or you or someone will pick for them a dress or a suit, they say, oh, I don't like it. I like what I pick. No? They don't like what you pick for them. No? Why? Because you cannot understand their mind. You cannot feel what is their needs, because you think differently, they think differently. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the creator, He created us, He knows what we like. So He has made a blueprint for you that fits you, cannot fit someone else. Your face fits you, cannot fit him. That's why you cannot see two like the same each other, except twins. But everyone has a different face, appearance, and his behavior and what Allah, not his behavior, but what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to him to fit him. But we do not like it, is that? We try to think what it fits us. We don't accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be happy with. Allah knows best. That's why awliya Allah are happy with what Allah gave to them. You don't see any complaint from them. Only they have one complaint. That is the biggest complaint they have. That, Ya Rabbi, we love you. That's their complaint. We love you, give us more, give us more, give us more love. They don't ask anything else. That's why he said, Sururul qalbi amrul qada. The happiness of the heart by decree of destiny. Whatever the destiny is, they are accepted. Means for the heart to be tranquil, to feel tranquility. سكون القلب إلى أحكام الله. For the heart to submit in tranquility to Allah's judgment, not to any other one judgment. They are seeing Allah's judgment. That's why Ibn Ajiba said, knowledge is two: ilm al-awraq, ilm al-azwaq, knowledge of paper, knowledge of taste. They are tasting the judgment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They know it. They are not reading. Like for example, the one who is being judged to get a Nobel Prize, you cannot describe his happiness, is not? No. He only can describe his own happiness. People around him, they happy for him, but they cannot feel his happiness, because his happiness is a huge. Yeah, I got Nobel Prize. I am written on that forever that I am Nobel Prize person. Yeah? His happiness cannot be described. Or in a competition, there is a judge and the judge gives judgment that this person is the best. What happened? That person will begin to cry, is not? He is not expecting. Awliya Allah are not expecting. But the best of judges, the judge of judges, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-Hakim al-Mutlaq, absolute judge, when He accepts His servant and open for him His door, for His love, that that Sufi, that person, that pious, if you like to call it, or that one who purifies himself, is flying from happiness. You cannot describe his happiness. He can describe it to himself. So that's why it is said that when the heart, the description of contentment and satisfaction, ar-rida, is when the heart is living in tranquility and accepting Allah's judgments, whatever they are. That's why Abu Yazid al-Bastami, what he said, "Oh Allah, make my body as big as hell." He's happy with that. He's describing his happiness, so he found this way to describe it, that no one go to hell except me and save everyone else. Because out of his love to his Creator, he has love to the creation. And he knows that the judgment might be rough on some people, so he, out of his love to his Lord and out of the submission and contentment and satisfaction in that station to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, Ya Rabbi, I will be that one. So awliyaullah are advancing in this road, and they begin to cultivate all the good things, the crops. Although they might have rough time in dunya, but they don't feel it. Because their love to Allah and their satisfaction and happiness and tranquility keep them not feeling what is roughness come them to in dunya. That's why, like someone who is under anesthesia in operating room, they are cutting him, but he's not feeling, because he is under takhdir, numbness. He cannot feel it because he is enjoying the numbness. Might be seeing dreams even. So when you are being numbed or under anesthesia in the way of Allah and the love of Allah, whatever roughness comes to you in your physical dunya, already the anesthesia is coming from the other side. So people see you, the life you are living as a rough, or what they are treating you and how they are treating you, but his heart is there. He's with Allah, he's not feeling it. He's completely there. He's happy with what he is seeing there. That doesn't, for him, he's not feeling any kind of injury or roughness or rudeness from people. He's tolerating, accepting, and satisfied. That's why awliyaullah, they like. That's what we go to the second level, to the parallel. We spoke about these two different parallel lines that awliyaullah are moving stations. Their station, and we described them, and this is the last one. And the ahwal, their states in every station. Their state is different. They are in trance. They are in happiness. So they don't feel what is there. When you reach the level of rida, يستوي عندك المدح والذم.
To be given compliments or to be put down is the same.
To be given compliments, or if you been put down, is the same. Both of them are same. If someone curse you or someone praise you, it's the same. Nothing. You are happy. Prophet ﷺ said, the best time is when I am praying, is not? So why? Because he is between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's happy. So if the pious person is always between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, means all his mind is how to make Allah happy with him, he is not concerned with what's going on in dunya with him. That's why you see some Sufis, some saints, awliyaullah, people don't see them as saints because they don't understand them. They are with people like people. They are behaving like normal people, but in reality they are awliyaullah on their other side. One time, Grand Sheikh used to tell that story in the time of Abu Ahmad al-Sughuri, one of the Grand Sheikhs of the Golden Chain of the Naqshbandi order. Sending his murid for a message to someone, that murid has to be uplifted, to be raised up, because he is very forward murid, and he is submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to everything his Shaykh is guiding him. One day he's sending him to the kutub of that time, and he said, I'm sending you to meet that kutub, because for awliyaullah it's important for their murid to meet the kutubs, because they get reflection from them, like spotlights, to reflect on them. It will be barakah for them. And when he sent him, he said, well, I can find him. It was in the old time, in the after the Tsar gone in Russia, in Dagestan. It is the ex-Soviet Union army. He said, you will go to that village in Dagestan, and you go to the army, to that facility where they have one of these, what you call them? Base. In the morning, early morning, Fajr time, you will find someone between the army, but his job is to wake up the army. So he will be blowing the trumpet. That one is the Qutb. Because when Allah gives, He gives, in Allah la yanzur ila suwarikum walakin ila qulubikum. Allah does not look at your pictures, image, He looks at your heart. That person's heart is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's there. He's praying from within, besides his 5 prayers and obligations, but although he's working, but he was the kutub. He went and he found the same description that the Shaykh said. He sat with him for some time and left. So when you are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give you. When you reach that station, everything will be given to you, the last station, ar-rida. Happy with what Allah is demanding from you. Imam Ghazali said that ar-rida, satisfaction of what Allah has given us, to be happy with it. Samara min simar al-mahabba, a fruit from the fruit of love. Rida, that acceptance and to be satisfied, as we described, its outcome comes from the love that is within you, like burning fire. Love to awliya is burning fire. It burns them from inside, because when you love someone, you want to be with that one always, all the time. Is that? So awliyaullah, when their love begins to be stronger and stronger, they want always to be more nearer to the divine presence. And always there is a nearness. You cannot reach the maximum level is impossible. So that love is still in them. It increases. As they become near, as it increases. As they become nearer, it begins to burn them more because they want to reach their lover. They want to see. That time they become maqam al-mushahada, the level of vision. But what they see, no one can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they begin to understand His signs. They begin to see in every sign, in everything around them, hidden and not hidden, because they will be in the level of vision, they begin to see things that we cannot see. Then they begin to see His oneness, the sign of His oneness there in everything. That's why if someone come and shout at you, don't say anything. Accept, because it might be a test. Not in work. In work you have to defend your rights. لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. Allah does not like anyone to expose oppression except if he is being oppressed, or expose something wrong, unless if that person is being oppressed by someone, then he can expose them. So in work you have the right. That's the that's the ayah in the Holy Quran. But between family, in the family and the house, with children, with family, with wife, with brothers in the same order, if even you being shouted at, say samahak Allah, may Allah forgive you. That's the best. Don't answer and begin to create a fitna and the confusion. Then you are not in that level of acceptance and tolerance and acceptance and satisfaction. Because when you فَمَنْ عَفَى وَأَصْلَحَ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, Allah said in Holy Quran, when you forgive and you make peace, you get your reward from Allah. You want your reward from a human being, or you want the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No, it's better to take it from Allah what I am going to take from a human being. That is the way that awliya Allah are preparing their followers. That's why they keep mentioning these things, because in order that they keep them moving forward and building them up. That's what we need, tazkiyatun nafs, purification of the self. Fasting, we know how to fast. Praying, we know how to pray. To go to Hajj, we know how to go to Hajj. To pay charity, we know how to pay charity. But these details, or these good manners, or moral excellence, or discipline, or principles, we need to learn them. When we learn them and become like what we become a good example of this, then you begin to feel that these visions, and you begin to feel that love and that journey that begin to open up for you. As we discussed many times, and we said that if you are going into a jungle, at the beginning of jungle it's open. As you go in deeper and deeper in the jungle, what happened? More branches, more trees are over each other. It becomes difficult to cross, isn't it? There become a lot more of obstacles, but you keep, because you know that you are entering in the midst, or the center of the jungle. Also, obstacles will rise up more and more as you are in the journey toward your Lord. Don't expect, at the beginning it's open because you are not seeing anything. But as you go in and you begin to see, oh, well, I'm nothing. You think yourself at the beginning you are like every one of us. We are in the level of mubtadi, beginners. We feel what? Oh, we are in tariqah, we are coming, we are striving, we are coming here, coming there. But In reality, we are still at the beginning. But when we go deeper and deeper, then you can begin to see how much is difficult. Those seekers in the journey toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, toward His nearness, as they go more and more, it becomes more obstacles, more tough, because Allah wants to try your patience. Are you going to be patient, or are you going to run away back and say, oh, I cannot do that? Look, these people, I look at them at some time in these days with these computers. They have games. I heard it from Maulana Sheikh Nazim long time ago, and Grand Sheikh long time ago, might be 40 years ago. I heard it that in the last days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inspire the heart of scientists to bring the maximum of technology and the maximum of the hidden science to the heart of scientists, in order to show the highest level of for the earth to show its highest level of science. After that, last days comes. Today we see this rising of technology so huge that they do everything now. And he said, not like the last century, the beginning of the last century, to 1900, 1900, the beginning of the century. He said the end of it, of that century, and he said it before he passed away, Grand Sheikh, he said the end of the 19th century, 20th century, will be so huge for technology. Allah will order to Prophet, and Prophet order to Mahdi alayhi salam, to bring all these secrets to the heart of scientists, to make that technology so huge in the eyes of people. After that, it begins the last days. Today we see in the last 20 years, I'm seeing after Grand Sheikh passed, now how many years Grand Sheikh passed? Like 34 years. We are seeing lot more. The technology is so advanced. In short time they are advancing. So he said it that 40 years ago, that's going to happen. And this is what we are seeing. Who said there will be, like today, internet? Who said there will be text message? Who said there will be SMS? Who said there will be these cellular phones, computers, like today? This is his prediction, what happened. So today, if you look at these people who are playing games, at the beginning of the game is easy. As soon as you begin to go inside, it's more difficult, is that? And when you win something, what you do? Yes! Is that? This is a culture here. Yes! Because you only won a little bit of that game, and then it goes more difficult for you to what? To lose. We are giving an example only for the mind. But that is not the case in the journey for the seekers. It is difficult 100 times, millions of times than the games, to go in that road and to seek the journey toward the divine presence. As more as you go in, as more it's become difficult. But difficult with love is easy. That's why he said that the fruit of going in to be accepting everything, to be satisfied with what Allah gave to you, is coming from the fruit of love. It's a fruit that love gives to you. So when someone he is into love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet, he doesn't see that it's going to be an obstacle or difficult. He will keep going. He wants to reach the end, and the end will never come. Never. Don't expect end will come. As much as you advance, You will be pious, you will be sincere, you will be a saint. But وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ, above every Gnostic there is a Gnostic. Above every knower there is a knower. Means knowledge never ends. Al-Alim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the whole knowledge. That beautiful name manifests itself on everyone. So it doesn't end. It keeps going up and up, ascending in knowledge. That's why the fruit, Rida is a fruit from the love's fruits. وهو أعلى مقامات المقربين, and it is the highest level of nearness. Those who are near in the divine presence, love, that fruit of satisfaction that comes from love, is the highest of these levels. That's why we always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to resurrect us مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم, that Allah has honored them and rewarded them to be from prophets. من الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين, from prophets, من النبيين والصديقين, trustworthy, والشهداء, martyrs, والصالحين, and saint, pious people. They are in the highest level. They are in مقعة الصدق, the highest level that can be reached. And that's why the pious person doesn't feel any for him both praising and opposite of praising, criticizing for him or humiliating is for him the same. Doesn't feel anything, doesn't get upset, doesn't get angry, doesn't get scared of he will be thrown away when someone is humiliating him. That is enough, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us, and next time we will describe the different levels of the states that you will be in these stations that you are improving. ومن الله التوفيق وحرمة الفاتحة.